We've made it from the season opener to the All-Star break. So in this episode, we're going to take a look at some of the top scorers on Sorare NBA up until the All-Star break. In addition to that, I do have a new strategy that I'm going to be putting in place going forward for the rest of the season. It involves some selling, which I think is actually a good time to do, but don't worry, I'll be doing some buying as well. We'll get into it all on this weekly episode of Sorare NBA. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Eric, and this is NFTY Sports. We are at the All-Star break, and there's no better way to go into it than earning my fourth Tier 3 rare on the limited champion competition. Came in 115th out of over 8,500 participants this week. We also had some strong performances in the other competitions, and in just a little bit, I'll talk about how that rounds out my entire strategy. Moving forward the rest of the season, I think it's a good strategy. Hopefully one that yields a lot more rewards for me. Before we zoom in full screen, I wanted to say congrats to last week's giveaway winner. I'm going to be sending over a limited card to Pat Z Red. I'll reach out on Twitter. Again, when you comment down in the comment section, make sure to put your So Rare gallery name down there so that I know who to send these winners to. If you like So Rare and get any entertainment or value out of this video, I'd really appreciate it if you help me out by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. While you're at it, go ahead and check out the links to my other socials and drop a comment down below. The question of the week is, who do you have winning the 2023 MVP? Okay, let's dive in here. Here is the lineup that got me 115th out of over 8,500 participants. LaMelo Ball was my MVP, Booker, Levine, Jordan Poole, and Max Strus, all with really solid performances. I put up a 272 on this week's limited champion. This one is going to yield me a tier 3 rare. Like I said already, it's going to be my fourth top 150 finish. I'll talk about my strategy with that card in just a second here. And also, if you want to see what I do yield, they're probably going to be releasing rewards shortly after I record this video. So give me a follow on Twitter. I'll post up the reward, or you can wait till next week's video for that. Also, we also have a free Discord that you can take part of. But here is the overall board from last week. And I wanted to start off the video this way because I'm just going to get into what my strategy is moving forward for the rest of the season. As you can see, for those of you who've been following the channel, I tried to dabble in the rare space for a little bit. What I found recently is that my budget just wasn't high enough to really be competitive in the rare tier. So I started going after the rare contender competitions with a couple of the rewards that I won, trying to fill it out with smaller pieces on the marketplace. But that wasn't really yielding any rewards. The competition was a little bit tougher there. In addition to that, some of the rewards that I had gotten, like the Vooch that was scoring really well, the cap ended up getting so high that it wasn't really fitting nicely into the contender. So I had to start playing some champion competitions. And then I was really priced out because there's low amount of rewards being yielded on those competitions. So what I decided to do is just kind of take a look at what I've been doing on my common competitions. And I've been scoring really well. So common contender, 761st. So top 1,000 out of 58,000 this week. The common champion, I'm always kind of getting into that top 10 or 20% for the most part. And same with the other common competitions as well. I just have a really, really deep gallery when it comes to commons. I have about 100 common cards now. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But the moral of the story is that I want to start doing that more in the limited competitions. And I figure if I can build my gallery in the limited champion, limited contender competitions and start getting more competitive in these, then maybe next season when I have a little bit higher of a budget, I can go into those rare contender, rare champion competitions and really have some solid MVPs moving forward. So what I'm going to be doing with the rare tier reward is I'm going to be selling that on the marketplace. And I think it's a good time to sell right now. One of the things, this is kind of the first time that I've held ETH in my, or a balance in my wallet on Sorare. So if those of you who aren't familiar with the Ethereum, Ethereum is, basically the currency of Sorare. It also translates to US dollars also. So they have both of those on there that you can see. But let's take a look at my gallery here and see what's kind of shaped out. I sold the Vooch. I also sold the Grant Williams. I have on the marketplace the Fred VanVleet that I actually bought. I'm selling the Doug McDermott. I'm waiting a little bit longer. Neto's prices come down a little bit. I'm waiting for Lowry to come back from injury, hopefully, so I can get a little bit better of a price out of that one. But again, these are the only three that I've ever bought on the rare tier. Here are my limiteds, only 29 in that gallery compared to 98 on my common gallery. So I want to start building this limited gallery and also trimming it at the same time. So, I want to start focusing on the playoffs. I want to have enough players to build competitive playoff lineups. I'm also going to start trimming some guys that I don't really care to have long term in the gallery. What I really want to focus on in the offseason, because I am expecting somewhat of an off-season dip, right? Really, Sorare is based about utility. So if there's no utility, you're not able to play these games in the NBA offseason after the finals. I mean, the good thing about the NBA is it's a pretty short offseason, right? So June, July, August, September, then October, back to basketball. So a really short offseason. But regardless, from what we've seen on Sorare MLB, and I'm not too familiar with Sorare football, European football, but during the offseason, there's definitely been a dip in baseball, which presents a good buying opportunity. Actually, a lot of this ETH, I'm really preparing myself for MLB, Major League Baseball coming up, really building out a solid rare roster. So I will be competing on the rare tier in MLB. Plan on yielding some really good rewards there, and I am super excited about it. So if you're an MLB guy, also if you're a baseball fan, if you plan on being active in that, make sure that you are following the channel too, because I'm going to be doing a weekly episode on MLB as well. So just again, in general, I'm using this. I'm going to round out my lineup, maybe get another MVP, but mostly what I'm going to be doing is trimming, finding players, having a little bit of a balance so that I can go ahead and get the pieces that I need to continue to yield either rare or other higher tier limited rewards. So Anthony Edwards has been a big one for me this year. Levine, I got all these guys at low prices. I'm definitely keeping Booker into the offseason, but some of these pieces I definitely will be selling and looking to kind of shape the collection a little bit more. If you have a particular strategy like this, or something that you think is best out there, let me know down in the comments too, or even just come join the Discord and chat it up. We are always talking strategy in there, and it is getting a lot of fun too. So let's take a look at the leaders in fantasy scoring. And this was a fun project that I tried to do, but it got really tough. A lot of the data I didn't have at my fingertips. It wasn't manual. What I really wanted to do was tell you exactly which players had the highest Sorare scores up until the All-Star break. But when you pencil everything out, because they don't score every single game, they only take, 1 or 2 games during that game week, the top score going towards that overall score. It's really hard to do that. So what I did is I just went over to ESPN Fantasy, filtered it by fantasy points. And I'm assuming that a lot of these guys are also top Sorare scorers. So a couple of trends that I have noticed. If you go to this, it's a really cool tool because it tells you all the categories that are in Sorare also. So it tells you what their points were. It tells you what their 3 points made, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. And we know the scoring for all these. It even tells you what your turnovers are, double doubles, and triple doubles. So all the stats going into your Sorare score are widely available right here. It's cool taking a look at some of these things, right? Some trends just jump out at you. Again, I've talked about this in the past, but a lot of the defensive guys who have ability to get blocks. We saw that with Brooke Lopez again this week. That's another one that I really like. Guys that are down here, like in the top 30 scoring for fantasy points. look at Nick Claxton down here, only 692 points, but he is the leader in blocks with 139, I believe. And you can filter all this stuff out as well. So yeah, 139, Brooke Lopez, Nick Claxton are the leaders in blocks. Jaren Jackson Jr. also had a huge week this week. So you can do steals, and also score killer is turnovers. So I know that's something that's hurt my score quite a bit with certain players. Anthony Edwards, Jordan Poole, two of my guys right up towards top. They make up for that in other ways, but it's just something to keep in mind as you go out and buy MVPs. Rebounds, I also like guys who can get big rebounds. Vooch has been up there, Sabonis, Randall, all big time scorers. So look at the categories. My other strategy videos really cover this, and I wish I could do what exactly their so rare points were, but hey, look, didn't have the time to go through all that, put out the data manually. If you know a place where you can do that, let me know down in the comments or shoot me a message on social media or in the Discord. All right, for the rest of the video, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the private NFTY Sports League Podium. If you want to join that, I will be either creating a new league for the playoffs come mid-April, or I will be expanding the league as it currently stands. I hope they just let me expand the league, but because of the so rare limitations, it only allows 100 people in that private league so far. If they expand that number past 100, I will let you know here on YouTube. The first people who will know are the people in the Discord. I'll put it on Twitter as well, but I'll make sure to give priority to YouTube subscribers if those are open. Additionally, at the end of the video, we'll take a look at the All-Star Week. I have a full roster ready to go for both common competitions and the All-Star Week. Some really fun competitions for the skills competition and the all-offense All-Star game on Sunday. So if you're cutting out from here, thank you for subscribing. I'll see you on the next video next week. Can't wait to bring that to you. And I'll also have once a week Major League Baseball videos. Probably going to be doing live streams on those, but we'll see. I'll keep you posted on that shortly. All right, let's zoom back in. All right, game week 34. I post this up on Twitter all the time. Just a shout out to the people in the private league who are hitting the podium. This is for game week 34. We had a high scoring week this week. So I came in 115th, but I came in third in our private league. So Detroit Bad Boy takes the top unlimited champion, 283 points. Leon plays sharper, 280 in limited contender. Durdanson with 254. Alex Ha, somebody that's in there quite a bit, 213.45. GM keeper in there this week, 198.17. Common champion, Chi of Steel, congratulations. I know he had a good scoring week and also took home a limited in the common champion competition. 286.68 is impressive. Teg 13, So Rare Hershey in there right behind him. Common contender, Alessandro Sorrenti, 217. Play Sharper, Hens 99. And then myself. And then in the limited underdog, we had Alabek, who's in there a lot. Ryan Kwok, who's in there a lot. And Red Auto 5, also in there a lot. Common no cap, El Kala, Nelly 1, Manu Indio. Congratulations on that. And like I said, I will be expanding this as soon as possible, as soon as So Rare allows more than 100 in this league. If not, I will do a playoff only league. So keep a lookout for that. I'll let you know what my decision is getting closer into the playoffs. So, all right, let's take a look at the All-Star competition. So All-Star Saturday night. I don't have enough players to compete in the limited All-Star game, all offense. I just don't have enough All-Stars in that limited tier in order to do that. So I won't be participating in either the limited or the All-Star Saturday night competition. There are a pretty low amount of participants so far in these. As you can see, a lot less than typical. These are people with pretty deep galleries, lots of all-stars, obviously. So 3,600 right here compared to, 10,000 limited contender participants. So the rare numbers are also a lot lower. Same with super rare, unique, and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you get your numbers in. If you don't have a full lineup for common all-star or the Saturday night skills competition. Then maybe use your swaps. You got a couple days to do some swaps, so you can swap out today, swap out tomorrow, maybe land an all-star on your list. Keep that in mind. Here are my rosters for this one. The all-star game, all offense. I think I have a pretty solid roster. Giannis, Luka, SGA, Donovan, and Jokic. So hopefully those guys all have big time games, big time performances. Maybe I get in there and I win a limited card. There are 46,000 participants as opposed to the typical like 100,000. So I assume that number will creep up as we get towards that game. But then in the common all-star Saturday night competition, I also have a full roster, and I barely was able to do that because Julius Randle was announced as the alternate for Anthony Simons in the three-point contest. So I got Randle in there, Jabari Smith Jr., Lauri Markkanen, who will be awesome, another three-point contest participant, Tyrese. So I'm hoping for these guys to go 1, 2, and 3 in the three-point contest. Tyrese, Markkanen, and Julius Randle in whatever order that is. Jabari Smith Jr. hopefully has a good performance in his, and then Jericho Sims in the dunk contest. I'll be cheering for Jericho Sims. Let's take a look at the scoring of that. The scoring details is a player will score 50 points if they come in first place, 30 if they come in second, and 10 where they participate. So I got a minimum of 50 points coming in. Hopefully I'm getting top 1 and 2, and we can rack up that score pretty good. So we'll see. All right, there you have it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate it. Enjoy All-Star Weekend. It is in Utah. Enjoy the skills competition on Saturday, the All-Star game on Sunday. I will be back with another So Rare NBA video next week. Make sure to check out Twitter to find out what my rare tier 3 reward is. I already talked about the strategy. And if you like baseball, if you're an MLB guy, I have a lot planned coming up for that. Can't wait. Probably going to do a Sunday episode is what I'm leaning towards for So Rare MLB. So Sundays will be So Rare MLB, and then I'll keep it with the Thursday or Friday video for So Rare NBA for the rest of the season. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one soon.